Hey, folks, welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. I'm your host, Louis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you so much for everyone that has subscribed to our YouTube channel. Very, very appreciative, very grateful for everyone that has hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, and if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're almost at 400. We're about 300, close to 340 right now. Next target is 400, and I'm hoping to get there soon. So everyone that has subscribed, thank you so much. And again, if you haven't subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network YouTube channel. And you know what time it is? It's shout out time. It is shout out time. And today I would like to do a shout out for Humble Beast. Humble Beast, thank you so much for subscribing to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I told you I was going to do it. So, Humble Beast, thank you so much. There's your shout out, my friend. And I'm very grateful that you had hit that subscribe button. And thank you. I can't thank you enough for being one of our subscribers. Thank you very much, Humble Beast. Okay, so let's get on to some of the news. Salina De La Renta is gone from MLW. No longer with MLW. SE Scoops reporting here. It says, according to comments Corp Bauer made to Post Wrestling, the scene was there was a sacrifice scene. So that's what he's discussing. The scene was Salina De La Renta's send off from the promotion. She is now gone from MLW. There was this Azteca Underground. Well, let me start from the beginning. It said last night on MLW Fusion, the former Dario Cueto from Lucha Underground, now known as El Jefe, was revealed as the leader of Azteca Underground. Salina De La Renta had been abducted by one of El Jefe's representative and delivered him to the show's final scene. El Jefe informed Salina that he is in the building, that he's building a new temple, and this requires a sacrifice. While the camera cut away, it is assumed that Cueto made Salina that sacrifice. And then, according to comments to Post Wrestling, Court Bauer said that she is now, in fact, gone from MLW. He said, I think the character deserved a big, prominent focus and a great send off in the last scene of this era of MLW. So you might have thought it was a storyline. A lot of people were thinking it was a storyline after the show ended yesterday, but Court Bauer here indicating that Salina De La Renta is officially gone from MLW. Apparently, I guess her contract is up. It wasn't renewed, and this was her send off from MLW. But could it be part of a storyline? Of course it could. Of course, this could be a well played storyline, but something inside me saying it's not. I think that she's officially gone. She actually changed her name on her Twitter feed, her Twitter account. So she changed her name, I think, to a Natalie Class, I believe. Though don't quote me if I got it wrong, but I know she changed the name. And multiple websites are reporting. So I do believe that she is gone from MLW. So you have to think what's and she actually tweeted out. I don't have the exact tweet, but she tweeted something along the lines of she might be done with MLW, but a new chapter is going to begin. Again, that wasn't the tweet. I'm just it's along the lines of the tweet. I don't remember it word for word. But what will be next for Salina De La Renta? What will be next? I think Salina De La Renta is extremely talented. MLW, they don't really have a women's division, and I know she's very talented in the ring. I've seen Salina De La Renta matches, and Salina De La Renta can cut an amazing promo. I don't know if you've been following De La Renta and Alicia Atute's Twitter battle, where they've been going back and forth, and they did a couple of interviews together. All due respect to Alicia Atute, but she was not in the league of Salina De La Renta when it came to cutting promos. Sorry about that, Alicia. You're very talented, but when it came to going back and forth with De La Renta, she was much better than Alicia Atute, and she cuts like I said, a tremendous promo. And what will be next? Where could she end up? I mean, there's a lot of places out there. There's AEW, there's NXT, there's Impact Wrestling, there's Ring of Honor. There's a lot of places for her to end up. She could be back in MLW. Who knows? But I would like to see her in Impact Wrestling. I would like to see Salina De La Renta in Impact Wrestling. I think she would immediately become a top star in Impact Wrestling. She has the look. She cuts a great promo, and she's very talented in the ring. And I think she would be elevated to a top star almost immediately in Impact Wrestling. She could go to AEW, but I think she would have to go through AEW Dark, that program first, and work her way up. Then there's NXT, where she would have to go to the Performance Center and then work her way up from there. I think she could go to Impact Wrestling. There's also Ring of Honor as well. That's another option. But I think she could go to Impact Wrestling and become a top star there immediately, and it would be a good new fresh face for Impact Wrestling, and I think that would be a great place for her. And that's my opinion. Again, any final decisions on where Salina De La Renta is going is up to Salina De La Renta, but I think she would be fantastic at Impact Wrestling. I hope Scott D'Amore and Don Callis are looking at this. And again, if it's not part of the storyline, this could be just a complete swerve, right? This could be an absolute swerve. But it doesn't seem like it is, but it could be. It could be, but I don't think it is. But if it's not, which again, I don't think it is, Impact Wrestling should definitely look at bringing in Salina De La Renta. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, like I said, I think she's very talented in the ring, and I think she would fit in very, very nicely in Impact Wrestling because you have a lot of especially with Jordan Grace. I think Jordan Grace's contract is up in May, although she just won the Impact Knockouts Tag Team title. We're in May now, so I don't know the full details of that, so I'm not going to get into that. But losing Taya Valkyrie, let's use Taya Valkyrie as the example. This would be a perfect replacement for Taya Valkyrie. And I don't think MLW has 90-day non-competes. And again, she wasn't released. I think a contract ended. So I think Impact Wrestling would be a great place for Salina De La Renta. So again, Scott D'Amore, Don Callis, get on the phone, give her a call, see what you can work out. See what you can work out. I think she would be great. Okay, speaking of Impact Wrestling, Moose has confirmed that his Impact Wrestling contract is up next month. Now, this is not good for Impact Wrestling. He tweeted out, I'd say that his goal is to win the Impact Wrestling World title before his contract is up in June. So he indicated right here his contract is up in June, and he wants to win the Impact Wrestling World title before that. Does that mean he's not going to re-sign with Impact Wrestling? You can look into this tweet as you wish, but he's getting himself into tremendous shape, which kind of indicates to me that he's looking to possibly move on. He's getting himself in shape possibly for more new competition, maybe in AEW or NXT. But I think that would be a huge loss to Impact Wrestling. So this is Fightful.com reporting here. It says Moose has taken to social media to confirm Fightful's report. In February, Fightful reported that Moose's contract with Impact Wrestling ends in June, which would make him a free agent. The report was released following a segment that aired at Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill, where Don Callis said that Moose is still on a contract with Impact for another 2 years. The Hard to Kill segment was strictly for storyline purposes. In the new tweet, Moose confirmed that his contract is up in June, and he still has plans on winning the Impact World title before he leaves the promotion. He's set to compete tonight to take on James Storm in their number one contenders match, and the winner will move on to a 6-way bout to determine the next challenger for Kenny Omega. So this is not good news. This is not good news for Impact. If they lose Moose, I don't know who they would replace Moose with. Moose is, in my opinion, the biggest star that they have right now. Even though he doesn't have the Impact Wrestling title, he is the biggest star they have right now. And if they lose Moose, that is going to be a huge blow to Impact Wrestling. A huge blow. And we're a month away. It's May, right? So his contract is up next month. I don't know the exact date. It doesn't indicate. It could be the 1st. It could be June 30th. But his contract is up next month. I'm sure they're working on renegotiating the deal, not renegotiating, but negotiating a new deal. But I don't know. I don't know. Does Moose want to stick around, or does he want to, test the waters and see what else is out there with AEW or WWE, or maybe head on over to New Japan? I'm sure any promotion right now would love to have Moose on their roster. So again, not good news. Not good news for Impact Wrestling. Not good news at all. This is why Impact Wrestling needed to bring in a group of new young talent to build around, to build a future around. Because I know right now they have the relationship, the partnership with AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling, but it's not going to last forever. What's going to happen when these relationships end? They're not going to last forever. And when the relationship ends, what are they going to do? Are they going to push? They're going to push Sam Beal? Is that I know Scott Demore said Sam Beal is the one to watch. Yes, yeah, they got Chris Bay. Got Josh Alexander. You have both really, really good talents. Ace Austin, another great talent. So you have some decent talent there. But I know Josh Alexander, current X Division champion, his contract is up, I think, at the end of the year. What if they're unable to keep him? I don't know Chris Bay, Ace Austin. I don't know when their contracts are up. But this is why they needed to bring in a group of young, fresh, talented wrestlers and build them up and build the future around them. Instead of, with these partnerships that they have, I mean, because down the line, they're not going to be able to call up and get Private Party to come in for a few matches. They're not going to be able to call up New Japan Pro Wrestling and say, hey, can we get El Phantasmo back? They're not going to be able to do that. That's why, you got the Lee Moriarty's out there. I mean, the Jackson Stone. Why the hell is a Jackson Stone on Impact Wrestling right now? He won Gut Check over a year ago. Tremendous talent, tremendous young talent, and he's not on Impact right now. He was on 2 episodes of Explosion with a show that's now canceled, and that's it. Why isn't he on Impact Wrestling? So that's why they needed to bring in young, fresh faces. I mentioned Lee Moriarty. You have Aiden Prince. You have Aiden Prince out here. You have name Trey Lamar. Bill Collier is another name that they could bring in. That's another talent, and I'm sure there are other names out there I'm forgetting, but that's why they should have done that. Explosion should be. And I don't want to go on. I know I repeat this rant over and over, but Explosion should be a new talent showcase where they build new stars and bring them to the main roster and build the future around them. Because Moose goes in June. That's a huge blow. And one that they're not going to be able to replace. I don't see who they could sign that would replace Moose on the roster. Are they going to? What if maybe Moose will sign with AEW, and then Impact Wrestling will say, "Hey, can we borrow Moose for a few shows?" Maybe they'll do that. I don't know, but yeah, Moose would be just almost impossible to replace. So they can't lose Moose, and if they do, it's going to be a huge blow to Impact Wrestling. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for listening to me today. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. This is the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. Until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. And stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.